Everyone's saying this is new. The comment section seemed to be pretty hard up on Grandpa Mike. Let's see how it goes. I see a lot of SGs in the chat and it's getting me very excited. Still working with Rafael Cordero. He has the Kings MMA t-shirt on. And I like to see Mike is working with his other coach too. The gentleman with the white hat to the left.
There you go.
Ooh, that was the kidneys. Let's not get confused. I mean, no one's trying to take those shots. I don't care if you're 14 years old or 45 years old or 455 years old. That's a crazy left hook. He turns it over like nobody's business. Obviously, timing's still a little off. He's still far out from the fight. Oh. It's no surprise when I say what I'm about to say. When you work the pads, some people can look phenomenal on pads. Obviously, this is an all-time great boxer, so he's gonna be good both on pads and in the ring. There's a correlation there 100%. I think he could still hold on to the things that make you look good on pad work, like snapping off your hook, slipping a shot on pads, but it's in the fight where things are unpredictable, when that improvisational component starts to come in. I don't know when this kid's gonna jab me. I don't know when he's coming or going. The reaction time is not the same. That's what I worry about. This gentleman to the left with the white hat, hold up. That guy right there, he's as legit as it gets. Every ounce of input he's ever given Mike has been dynamite. I don't know if they worked together when he was young or not, but he's really good.
Oh, Mike. Oh, yeah. Related to bed. Yeah, love it. Make sure you hit the pad.
That's a good coach. See, you got to have the balls to be able to look at Mike and go, make sure you hit the pad. These are things my coach has told me millions of times. I'm sure yours is as well. Bro, you're not hitting the pad. Like, you're punching the top of the pad. You're going for explosiveness. You're not placing your shot. And it's embarrassing. But, you know, you could say it to Uncle Steve and I could take it on the chin. I'm not fucking Mike Tyson. But to still have someone in your corner that's willing to tell you that when you're 58 years old, 57 at the shooting of this video, and you're one of the greats, means you've humbled yourself enough to be able to get the work in the proper environment. Pretty cool.
Twice.
Don't say sorry. See, the thing with Rafael Cordero, he's still working with an idol of his. That's the thing too, is my coach would hit me in the face of the pad and say, you're a fucking retard. Hard R. And you would go, I am a retard. Like, I'm not moving my head. He needs to make sure he gets that on the pad work as well. You guys know what I'm saying with the getting hit in the face too. If you have a real old school boxing coach, he shits on you a million times. He hits you, he shits on you. You need that. Can I take Tyson? I would never even disrespect Tyson. I got asked the question just now. Oh, beautiful slip to the body. That's his bread and butter. Can Steven take Tyson? I wouldn't disrespect Tyson. I wouldn't have the nerve to put a finger on this guy. He's inspired a generation. You want to punch this guy in the face? Not in a million years. I'd take him down and leg lock him within 15 seconds. Within 15 seconds, I'm entering into cross-ashi on those thick legs. But in a boxing match, I'd never even put myself in the same conversation. This is a lose-lose for Jake. It's a lose-lose. No one really respects him as a pro. The only time he... Oof, that left hook lands though. If he beats a 58-year-old man that was a shell of himself when he retired 20 years ago, what do you say about that? Well, you say you beat a 58-year-old who 20 plus years ago wasn't really in top form. So you can't really give him credit for it, is my point. The one time that Jake fought a low-level pro, which was Tommy Fury, he lost the fight. He got pretty much out-jabbed in that fight, out-positioned. It showed that lack of experience really paid against him. Tyson really can't lose. Do I think it hurts his legacy? I do a little bit, and I'll tell you why. I want my memory of him not to be the moment where he couldn't get off the stool in his last pro fight, or the Roy Jones sparring session, and especially not losing to clout chasing type personality. You dig what I'm saying? Will it take away from the beautiful, wonderful knockouts that he scored in '85? His performances into the '90s? Of course it won't. We can always look back and see that that's who he was, but there's just no reason for this, is my point. Well, I heard one gentleman say, can this young Disney character, Jake Paul, take a shot from Mike? That's like saying anything. I don't deal in those things. I don't know. My thought process is very simple. I go, can this man find Jake? I'm not saying Jake's, you know, Pernell Whitaker in his prime. I'm just saying, can he find a kid who's 26? I won't make any allegations against if he's on stuff or he's not. Doesn't make a difference. He's 26. He's been more active. He's hypersensitive to not get hit with those uppercuts like you're referencing to. I think about, can Mike, as the rounds go on, if he doesn't get him out of there right away, can he find this kid? What's the answer in your opinion? Be honest. He says that he's not going to be smoking any weed leading up to the fight. Rumor has it, so he's going to completely detox his lungs, really work on his cardio so that he can sustain the kind of output he's going to need to be in there actively for that amount of time against a tough kid. Again, this is really early on in camp, so you don't want to make too many assessments based on this footage. But what's your opinion when you come across this? When you watch this? I don't think we have a ton of high, you know, I don't know if you guys are super high level, but like Rafael Cordero spitting up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
What a great fight stance is coming. I love that.
Wipe this shit off.
Mike says, wipe the shit off the wall for me. He just blew a straight loogie on the wall. Mike Tyson is a savage, a rare savage, friends. He just did an interview on Fox. I want to take a look at that as well.
Tyson recently released a pretty intimidating training video that shows you don't want to be punched by Mike Tyson. Take a look.
Doing a little bit of press for the fight, which is, it's good to see Mike out there promoting. It's going to be on Netflix, right?
All right, the fight's going to take place July 20th. It's going to be in Arlington,
Yeah,
Texas.
Netflix Fight Night.
Streamed on Netflix. Here now with more. Former heavyweight champion, the one and only Mike Tyson. Good to see you, my friend.
Give a round of applause for Mike Tyson.
Listen, will you please promise me you're going to kick this guy's ass and shut him up, please?
Hey, I will do just that for you.
How hard are you training?
I train every day.
Okay, how many hours a day
Hey,
you
I
training?
take it serious. Listen. Well, listen, it's the whole day. The process goes through the whole day. I get up in the morning, do the road work. Then I go to the gym at 1. Then I go to the strength and conditioning guy.
He's doing it all, which I love to see.
So Jake Paul is saying he wants to be a world champion. He says you're the greatest heavyweight champion ever, the baddest man on the planet.
See, that's what bothers me. And you guys hopefully see what I'm seeing here. This is why we blame this kid. He's framing it as if Mike Tyson is still the baddest man on the planet. And a lot of people are eating it up. We call that wolf tickets. It's complete horseshit. He was the baddest man on the planet. And there's nothing wrong with that, guys. It's okay to say that you once were this and that you're not that.
You've had a chance to assess Jake Paul. What do you think of his boxing ability?
I think it's, he's came a long way from YouTubing. And listen, I seen a YouTube of him at 16 doing weird dances. That's not the guy I'm going to be fighting. This guy's going to come, he's going to try to hurt me, which I'm accustomed to, and he's going to be greatly mistaken.
What is bringing you back? What is luring you back in? Is it kind of like the last Rocky movie and you got stuff in the basement, you need to get it out?
Sean, I have a weird personality. I don't think it's weird, though. Whatever I'm afraid to do, I do it. And that's how it is. I was afraid for the Roy fight. I was scared to fight again. I was 100 pounds overweight. I was, however old, 54, 53, and I said, let's do it. Anything I'm afraid of, I confront it.
That's the message right there for the chat right there.
And that's my personality. Like right now, I'm scared to death. But as the fight gets closer, the less nervous I become because it's reality. And in reality, I'm invincible.
I think the people hearing that Mike Tyson
That's a great soundbite.
It's kind of reminiscent of the last Rocky movie, right?
All right, Hannity, enough with the Rocky analogies. We get it. He's an older guy. He's coming back. That was Hollywood. This is reality. That's where it ends. Enough now. Hannity's loving that correlation. He's going deep with it.
I always believe that adversity or nervousness, it like pretty much catapulted me into success. If I didn't have these feelings, I wouldn't go into this fight.
All the greats know that, right?
These feelings to fight. Without them, I would never go in the ring.
There's clips of Tyson before, I believe it was the Olympic trials, but he's crying. He's crying while he's gloved up because he's so scared. He's so scared. And Teddy Atlas takes him, puts him in his arms, and goes, what are we gonna do? He reminds him of the tasks, the physical task at hand. I'm gonna unload inside, pause, but I'm gonna let my hands go inside. So reminding yourself of what your physical job is and staying connected to that and not getting into the ephemeral, I'm the man talk. Just this is what I have to do. He was scared. He was a young teenager who was crying right before his Olympic trials. And so he feels those fears again at 58. They probably feel slightly different, but it's still fear. No one wants to get embarrassed on the world stage. So he's a man still facing those fears.
And this is what you said that really interested me. You said that it makes you a different person and you want to offer this medicinal help to others looking for emotional and physical relief. This is medicinal for you, correct?
Absolutely not.
I want him to just say, I get stoned, man. I get high as a kite, man. I like getting stoned.
What happens if you don't have the medication?
I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with my tripolar tendency.
I've never heard of tripolar before. Now, what's interesting about Mike is he used this opportunity brilliantly to promote his own brand. So he's not just promoting the fight. That's way off. Right in July, I believe they're fighting. But he's promoting his medicinal product.
Would you take this before the fight, for example?
Normally I do. But at this particular fight, I think I'm going to go pretty raw and, naked.
There we go. So that's what I was saying. If you were watching this live stream a little bit earlier, I said I don't think Mike's going to be indulging in marijuana leading up to this particular fight. And that's him just saying it. Now you're coming on to an actual news channel and you're promoting a product and you're going to say, he didn't want to have to say this, I'm sure. I'm not going to be using a product that I'm promoting. But yeah, I respect that. He wants to be clear going into this fight.
Do you have any dislike for Jake Paul? Like you want to teach him a lesson?
I will do just that, but dislike him? No, I don't. I do not have no grudges against him. handsome, he's beautiful. And no, it's not
Oh,
from
did
that
he?
perspective. This is from my point of view of grabbing glory. You know, never for money, only glory. I would never risk my health for money.
Love it. All right, now what's our feeling on Mike? I mean, listen, he clarified a little bit why he's actually going into the competition, which I admire. I didn't really know that it was related more to glory, but I kind of suspected that it was, because some of you guys were commenting in videos I posted on this channel going, oh, I think that he needs the money. But I heard rumors from a boxing manager who's a buddy of mine who kind of knows his circle and says he doesn't need any money. He's doing very well. So it was no big surprise to me that he's actually doing this for the glory. He's 58 years old, but he's still who he is, you know? He's still a fucking savage. We have to remember who Mike once was, because he calls himself tripolar, which I've never heard of before, but he was once an absolute savage of a man. Do you guys remember this interview? Let's look at Mike Tyson when he was on UPN 9 or whatever it was.
Mike, Francois Botha, 6-1 underdog. Are there any concerns on your part?
Back when news anchors had that strong New York accent, called him Francois Botha.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know nothing about numbers. I just know what I can do.
How about
Kill this mother.
That's the Mike we want with the beret on his head.
19 months off.
What about it? What about it?
Does it pose any problem to you?
We'll see. I doubt it seriously.
You take into the ring a lot of rage. Does that work for you, or does it work against you at times?
You know, who cares? We're in a fight anyway. What does it matter?
Well, for example, rage against Evander Holyfield worked against you.
Well, it. It's a fight. So whatever happens, happens.
Mike, why do you have to talk like that?
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
There we go.
Do you have a problem? Turn off your station.
You know what? I think we'll end the discussion right now.
Then we could.
You got it. Have a nice fight, Mike.
Off.
That's the Mike that I like to remember. Completely intolerable in so many ways. Now, that's Mike at his most raw, most unbalanced, but listen, he was absolutely decapitating people still at this point in his life. He fucked Francois both up in that fight. But that announcer was a complete prick. He was taking on this sort of combative stance. He's Mike Tyson. You know he's out of his mind. He gets punched in the head for a living. And you're sitting here trying to have a, you know, trying to like be his dad. Why you gotta talk like that? I'll never forget that interview. Absolutely phenomenal. F off. Gets him with the hardcore Brownsville. F off. I go live on this channel a few times a week. If you enjoyed that clip, then likely you'll enjoy the full live videos. So if you don't want to miss a single time I go live, turn on the post notifications and obviously make sure you're subscribed. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.